we have the story of Kriyas Yamsuf, and everybody knows we say every single day about Kriyas Yamsuf. By the Shira, is the English? No, anyways, in Os Yoshua, every single day we finish, we say, right? After the Shira, and the Pasuk doesn't say, but in the Siddur it does, that the whole Indian of all the miracles, all the most awesomest miracles that Hashem did for Klal Yisrael, and in order to show the world, was to give over that Kil Hashem Hamlucha, that the Eibishter is king of the world, Umoishel Bagoyim, and he is the one that reigns over all of the nations of the world. Nobody can mess with the Eibishter, and if you try, you end up sunken into the deep sea, penniless, nakedless, completely. It's not gonna die. Look at Klal Yisrael, they walk out, the Zoiche, Kriyas Yamsuf, they saw the most awesomest things in the world. Ma'ashaloi Roy Yecheskel Ben Buzi, they were Zoiche to the highest levels of Amunah. So let's start over. That was why we say Kil Hashem Hamlucha. We're in the Milas Achad of Rosh Hashanah, Leilon, Tu B'Shvat. Many places, all our family in America, it's in the middle of Tu B'Shvat, all over the world. So it's Matzah Tu B'Shvat, Matzah Rosh Hashanah, Leilon. Everybody knows Matzah Rosh Hashanah, Numan. Everyone's dancing wild with Simcha that we were Zoiche to be in by the Tzaddik. We were Zoiche to be by the Tzaddik Rosh Hashanah. Rosh Hashanah Leilon, we have to be Moedik B'Simcha that we were Zoiche to be in Yerushalayim. Uman Yerushalayim, but in Yerushalayim, Mamish 100%. Why is that? Because Chazal already tell us that one of the halachic importances of Tu B'Shvat is, I was telling the son before in the car, some Litvak was trying to mess with me a little bit by the Tish last night. It's all Amaratzes. If they only learned a little bit more Svarim, they only learned a little bit more Bechlal, really. Just a little bit more pages. You see that, what do you mean? I told them, what's the whole Tu B'Shvat about? I'm like, the Mishnah, they don't believe in Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, and Rabbeinu HaKadosh, he made the Mishnah. Arba Rosh Hashanah say, original Rabbeinu HaKadosh. The original. But before your Mishnah, Rosh Hashanah Leila. It's like the Mishnah, right? Well, you can't mess with that.
It's not like Hasidus, it's real stuff.
You can't fight with this. This is Mishnayos, the Gemara.
Yeah,
the Gemara. And Rishalma, yeah. They're like, oh, you're right. But what was the Nakuda?
He was holding the Shammai.
He was, I know, he was not. He's still in that one blood, you know. He just didn't move to the next blood yet, I don't know. You know. But what's really, I want to bring the Simcha Hashem. We love everybody. We love that guy too, especially now that we pick him up and he did tshuva and he became a chassid. No, but we love everybody for real. Chas Hashem. But what's the Nakuda? Why do we bring this up? Because of a very important Nakuda, and that is that this halachas that I gave for Tu B'Shvat. This is not just a Hasidic festival of fruits. You know, everyone's going vegetarian over here. Well, I've been eating more fruits than most goyim in the world ate in my lifetime in the last 24 hours, I'm telling you. And I think I had 3 meals of fruit of all Shemus Aminim, 50 fruits each one. Just kept on eating fruit. But Baruch Hashem, maybe she should give us koiches to go weiter. It's that simple. But the Nakuda is that is halachas. What's the halacha? A very simple halacha. We all know that is halacha of number 1 Arla, number 2 Neter Avai. A whole list, a bunch of halachas where the start and finish point for that year, the growth of those fruits, do not go after the calendar. It's not Rosh Hashanah, but we know in Tishrei, it's Rosh Hashanah of Tu B'Shvat. That means, let's talk about the mitzvah of Arla, that a person is not allowed to eat fruits that were grown the first 3 years of its growth process. You're not allowed to eat it. After 3 years, you get to take those fruits and you get to go up to Yerushalayim, either you can do two things. Either you can bring the fruits up to Yerushalayim, or you can make a deal. You take the fruits and you're paid it on money. We learned about a pidyon of money the other week. Yeah, you make a pidyon, you're machlef, you make a hachlafa, you interchange the kedusha of the fruits onto money, and then you bring the money up to Yerushalayim. You can do either one. Either you bring the fruits, or you bring the cash. But the nekuda is like this.
What do you do with the cash in Yerushalayim?
You give it to the Beis Hamikdash, you give it to Kahanim. Yeah, you give it to that it should be holy, because you can only be in Yerushalayim. You'll be paid it, but that's after the third year. After the fourth year of this fruit tree, when you finish a full 4 years, you can already munch it wherever you're at. Now, what year are we talking about? When's the year? So the Mishnah, the Gemara already explains to us that the nekuda is, the halacha is, if a person planted last week a fruit tree, came to Bishvat, well, we have to know exactly, don't pass it according to what I'm saying until you check it up yourself. But the good is, I think there's a shayla when the last chelik of the sprouting process or the growth process, the tzmich, whatever is going on. But if the person did it in the last month, if he just planted a cherry tree outside, year one ended today. From tonight, it ends up in year two, even if it was just recently, because the year for the Elon is Tu B'Shvat. That means next year Tu B'Shvat, it's already from, if I planted the last month of cherry tree, next year Tu B'Shvat will already be the second year. And the third year, so that means that this Tu B'Shvat is not just a funny thing where people are eating fruits. This is real halachas negeya. It's negeya for the year of Arlav, that the Ravai of all the halachas that are negeya. But because a big part of it, if it's the third year, and you finish 3 years and you're entering the fourth year of what's called Kodesh Lashem, yeah, you get to be Meshabeich, it's Kodesh Yilulim, yeah, you get to praise and say big Shvach V'Adah to the Eibush, and you get to bring the fruits to Yerushalayim. So then, it's very Nageya to B'Shvat to be in Yerushalayim, because this is where the freshest fruits could become permitted. So therefore, Rosh Hashanah, which we all know is not just for the cherry trees out there and all the trees, but the trees are you and me as well, because Chazal tell us, Ki ha'adam eitz hasadeh, man is compared to the fruit tree, to the trees of the field. So that means that there's a big shaykhis for us. And I'll explain to it a little bit in Avodah. We all know every Yid, Baruch Hashem, if to thank Hashem, has the Yetzer Hara. The Yetzer Hara keeps us alive. Calls man that we got the Yetzer Hara driving us crazy. That means that the points still count. I could still grow. I still have to beat the Yetzer Hara. I can be matzliach. Chas v'chalila, I'm in big trouble if the Yetzer Hara stopped fighting me. If he gave up on me, I'm in big trouble. Or that means that my ticker of life is clocked out, because Kol Zman, that the person's alive, it says in the Mishnah, Al tamim ba'atzmach ad yoyim ha'ischa. Do not believe in yourself till the day of your death, because the Yetzer Hara is fully up and around. Fine, sometimes he likes to fool us. We're going to see later maybe they retire about that favorite topic. And the Yetzer Hara always tries to disguise himself later as a tzaddik in order to get us, because he sees we're smart and we get around him. Okay, but the I see he's working on us. And we know that it's so important for a Yid. Chazal tell us, having goyel l'makom Torah. Sometimes this is a big, the guys that grew up in yeshiva houses, it's a big topic, or maybe it's better to send your child out of town to learn to school, high school, because over there it's having goyel l'makom Torah, less disturbances. It's a makom where a person is free to be able to grow. But this is already in the days of Chazal. This isn't a new thing. This is in the days of Chazal. The best thing Chazal tells us is having goyel l'makom Torah. Go to a place nobody knows you, nobody can make business with you, nobody could hack you. A guy goes undercover into a place. He goes, who knows where he's serving the Eibush unbothered, because nobody knows to bother him. He's an unrecognized character. But Lamaisa, have a goyel l'makom Torah. A person has to know. A person has to go to the best place for him to go learn. Chazal tell us, one of the aspects of a goyel l'makom Torah is that the same Chazal tell us that a person is always where a person wants to be. A person makom shali b'chafetz in the spot that a person would like, that's where he wants to be, that's also a good spot. The person that doesn't want to be, right? Everybody knows. Yeah, we all know. You're in the yeshiva, you don't want to be in there. There's trouble. Yeah, makom that you don't want to be. Takishmak. Person wants to be in a place, but we're not talking about he wants to be in a place where Hashem Yerachem. We're not talking about a sinful place. Person knows. I remember I always dreamt about coming to Eretz Yisrael. Always. I wanted so badly. I had a dream I never accomplished yet. Hashem, please allow me to accomplish my dream. I wanted to run to Yerushalayim as a teenager, find some holy Yerushalmi that's like 95 years old that still got koich, and mamish with a long white beard and a big smile, just teach me Torah all day. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Yeah, but the Matthias is a person. You have to be where you want to be in order to be matzliach. Chazal tell us that the gadol makom Torah could be that bechin of that a person's matzliach. A person could learn Torah, but makom shali b'chafetz, because that where that makom is, that space that I'm at. If I want to be there, it's good for me. So that could be a place where it's I was gadol makom Torah. This is my makom. Here's where I want to be. Here's my good people. This is a good Yerushalayim vibe, a good Torah vibe, a good Kedusha vibe. The boys' point of all my Plaparai is that every Eid wants to be in Yerushalayim. The best spot, right? I mean, it's a show, but Yerushalayim, but being, and I'm in Yerushalayim, being together in such a holy spot, such a holy makom, full of Yerushalayim, full of such holy Eden. And therefore, it's so important for us. What's the Nekuda in Chassidus and in Kabbalah of the Arla? We said it last night, we'll just talk about it a little bit more for a second in order to appreciate what we're trying to say over here. Everything is created in this world. Yeah, everything's created, comes to be in this world. This world is a makom of klipa. Got a lot of klipa going on. Our job is to break through that klipa and reveal the kedusha. So fine. So there's 3 levels of severe klipa noiga. When a person, and then the 4th level is klipa noiga, which is considered parav. Depends what you do with your action. You can uplift that klipa. Chas v'chalila. It's not something you can bring it down to the 3 klipas of severity. But the nekuda is the Eibishter person commanded us. You plant a tree. The tree has to become strong enough that it can beat over any tumor that comes its way. Tree, the frata tree is a very pure thing. As an Elon, Elon is the gematria of the 2 names of Hashem. Yud Kevav Ke Aleph Daled Nun Yud, like Sukkah, like Amen. Elon, Avaya Adna. Also, the tree, we know, a tree represents a big Indian. The Shoyrish is a root, the Tanafim, Klal Yisrael. Well, a lot of inyanim that have to do with the tree. The Elon Agadol. So therefore, the Eibishter says the first year of the tree, sometimes it might be a short period, like we said, because the ikar is that it should just pass through the first 2 B'Shvat, it goes through the first year, but the idea is, went through 1 year, out of 1 klipa. Goes through another year, out of the 2nd klipa, goes through a full 3rd year. The koich of this tree now is possible to withstand and overcome the 3rd klipa, and the 4th year, it's klipas noiga. You still can't eat it in chutz la'aretz or chutz from Yerushalayim. You have to klipas noiga. You have to work on to take that spark and make sure that it's holy. You have to come and take that spark and bring it to Yerushalayim. That means Rabbi Yisrael, that Chazal already knew the trick. That when a Yid comes to Yerushalayim, you have a big siyata d'shmaya. The person comes to Yerushalayim, the focus of what Yerushalayim stands for. Yerushalayim stands for the union of Yorev and Sholem, being fearful of the Eibishter, believing in the Eibishter. Yeah, guys, this cheers. Oh, you ended up staying last night?
I went to
oh, can't compete with that. Yeah, come guys, get some cheese. But Lamaisa, so that's the idea of tonight. That's how I started off saying. It's a big simcha that this Rosh Hashanah of Elon, the Zoichet to celebrate. We're in Yerushalayim. That means that we've uplifted our klipas noiga into kedusha. We show the Eibush. There's such a deep voice. Anybody listening to what I'm saying? You have what I'm saying? It's amazing.
You never hear with the tree.
This is so big.
Amazing.
This is big in Yerushalayim. Where else are you supposed to be, Rosh Hashanah Leila? only in Yerushalayim. This is where we have to be. That's why he came to Yerushalayim. Because you can only be in Yerushalayim. Because this is where you're mavar the klipas noiga. If it's after 3 years of that fruit, you can't eat that fruit anywhere. No matter what you do, no matter how many times you throw that fruit in the mikveh, you can't eat it. There's one answer. You got to schlep that fruit to Yerushalayim. Because the koich of Yerushalayim is so holy, the koich of Hamikdash, le'zaz ha'shchina, le'yolam, so holy. That there's a kedusha, there's a shleimus, there's a yira, that dafka in Yerushalayim, you have the koich to be able to knock out that klipa out of the noiga and make it completely kedusha, be milet to the highest levels. So the fact that we're here and we were zoichet to be in Yerushalayim and Tu B'Shvat, it's a big, big thank you Hashem. A big person has to be makir, and a person understand the greatness that right now, like we said, we started saying, everybody knows in Uman, Matzu Rosh Hashanah, everyone dances that there was zoichet to be by the tzaddik. So we have to dance and be happy. There was zoichet Rosh Hashanah Tu B'Shvat. There was zoichet to be in Yerushalayim. There was zoichet to knock out that klipa and bring it up to the kedusha and rejuvenate our soul and rejuvenate our essence, and to be able to have clear emunah and clear simcha in the Eibishter. Amen. Amen. We'll continue the parsha soon.